very good, albeit very early morning to you from Boston Logan International Airport, where today I'll be flying on British Airways Boeing 777 in their Club World business class to London Heathrow. Hello, YouTube travelers, and welcome to the Gentleman of Fortune channel. Join me on my travels around the world, and together we'll review the latest in flight and lounge offerings, find out how various airlines' first and business class products stack up, sample their catering, and indulge in their finest champagnes. Together, we'll experience the best of the best, and maybe some more obscure ones too. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss a thing. And now I invite you to sit back and relax as we get this next adventure underway. This flight departs Boston around 7:30 in the morning, and by 5:20 there was already a significant line at the check-in counters. Fortunately, I'm traveling late today, so I can bypass all of those lines and head directly to the lounge. The BA lounge is located upstairs on the 4th floor. Somehow, between security and the lounge, the electronic boarding pass on my phone managed to disappear into the ether. Fortunately, they were able to quickly print me a new paper boarding pass at the lounge, and everything was sorted out. The lounge itself is well appointed and has lots of different seating areas. It didn't take long, however, to fill up, and seating became a premium. Here's a look at our aircraft that'll take us to London this morning. Golf-Sierra Tango Bravo Hotel. The lounge offered a pretty decent breakfast buffet featuring eggs, bacon, sausages, and more. Unfortunately, by the time I was able to get any video footage, it looked like it'd been picked over by locusts. There seems to be a pretty nice bar area in the lounge, as well as self-service beer and wine. Unfortunately, at this time of day, neither one of those are available. Boarding occurs directly from the lounge, which is pretty convenient, though it then converges with the single stream from downstairs, which is considerably less so. Finally on board, here's a look at my seat 5 Alpha. This seat is located in the forward business class cabin. Waiting for me at the seat was a pillow, headphones, and a linen set. A flight attendant promptly brought around a tray of champagne and waters, which made the settling-in process a little bit more enjoyable. At shoulder level, there's a personal reading light, as well as a small compartment which contains a vanity mirror and is possibly big enough to contain your headphones. To your immediate left, there's another small compartment. And next to that, a larger storage container which features your IFE controller as well as several different types of outlets. Located directly in front of you is a modest IFE screen, though I'll admit that this is bigger than the first-class screens that BA offers on their A380s. And below the monitor is your tray table, which pulls out and down. It can also be unfolded to provide a little bit more surface area. Below the tray table is the footwell, which becomes part of the bed when the seat's extended. There's also another little storage cubby here on the left side. You'll also find the emergency card in the literature pocket, though interestingly, even though they're still publishing the in-flight magazine, they're not putting it on board yet. If you want a copy, you'll have to bring it from the lounge. These Club World suites actually include privacy doors, which is a pretty nice touch. Unfortunately, there's no personal air vent, however, though it proved not to be much of an issue. Now, here's a look at the menu for Club World Business Class today. Here's a look at the noise-canceling headphones that are offered in business class. You're also offered an Amenity kit, which is branded the White Company. We'll take a quick look at the contents of the kit. First up here we've got a pair of socks. And of course you've got an eye mask, and this one is especially big. We've got this Pulse Point relaxing oil. There's a little tube of moisturizer, a bag of earplugs, a small tube of lip balm. There's a dental kit, as well as this pen. It's kind of nondescript but functional. And lastly, we have this promotional material card from the White Company. I apologize for the shaky video here. We encountered some turbulence while I was trying to film this clip. Before long, the in-flight meal assembly line process was engaged and breakfast was served. I'm generally not a fan of breakfast catering, but in this case there were 3 options, and the English breakfast was pretty tasty, albeit a little bit redundant after having just eaten in the lounge. As I only got about 3 hours of sleep last night, I was eager to test out the bed. Here you can see I've assembled it with a very thin pad, a blanket, and the plush pillow. If you're still hungry after 2 breakfasts, or you're needing a snack after your nap, there's some grab-and-go items available on the side of the galley. For those of you interested in the onboard connectivity, here's a look at the plans and prices associated with Wi-Fi on board. About an hour and a half before landing, a light meal was served. I had my eyes closed when they came around to take orders, so they skipped over me. It took me about 20 minutes with the flight attendant call button on and 2 trips to the galley, but eventually I was able to get somebody to deliver one of the trays to me. And with that, the short 5.5-hour daytime flight was almost complete. We drifted down over the Welsh, then English countryside, flew past London Heathrow, and then turned over downtown London before lining up on the runway. I found the hard product to be pretty decent on today's flight, as was the catering. I would have liked the service to have been a little bit more responsive, but to be fair, at the time I was asking for it, they were busy doling out food to those further back. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that had I been making my requests during the lull between meals, that they would have been much quicker to respond. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty good flight, especially when you put it in the context that the duration was not much different than, say, a flight from New York to LA. I was fortunate that I was able to book this as an award ticket using American Airlines Advantage miles at a pretty attractive price. One always has to be mindful, however, that when flying on British Airways, they charge exorbitant fuel surcharges as compared to most other carriers. With our touchdown at London Heathrow, the flight drew to a close. Remarkably, they opted to park us at a remote stand, and we had to deplane by the air stairs and load onto a bus. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell. As always, until the next video, safe travels.